It was a crisp Monday morning, the 29th of September. My morning meditation had set a peaceful tone for the day, or so I thought. Then a message popped up from a friend. Can we meet at Atlantis the Royal between 1 and 2? My mind immediately started racing. Should I go? Shouldn't I? I decided to go. This felt like a test, a chance to really practice what I've been learning about living in the present and going with the flow. I know that just one wrong move, one decision made out of sync with my inner self, can complicate everything. And it's in those errors, those moments of friction, that I truly learn how my inner world works. This is my story of trying to find that harmony. I visualized the journey. It's quite far, but I estimated I could make it by 1:25. I opted for the simple route, metro, then tram. But as the clock ticked past 1:30, I realized my simple plan was too slow. I started looking for a faster way, a taxi, but the area wasn't convenient for that. So I stayed on the tram, surrendering to the journey, curious to see what would happen next. When I got to the monorail station, still no taxis in sight, I felt like I was hitting a dead end. My only option was to take the monorail. As I sat down, a staff guard was right in front of me, an opportunity. I asked him for the fastest way to get to Atlantis the Royal. He said, "Oh, you can just walk. It's very close. Just a few minutes." I pointed out how sunny it was, that I'd prefer a taxi. He insisted, "There are taxis. It's only about 12 dirhams, maybe a 3-minute ride. But walking is better. It's so nearby." And he gave me a dozen other reasons why I should walk. Finally, I asked him where to find the taxi stand. "Just down there at the corner," he said. So I got off at the Atlantis station, hurried down, and found the taxi queue. I jumped into the first one and told the driver my destination. He looked at me and said, "I don't know the location." He was lying. I could feel it. In that moment, I tried to tune in, to understand what was happening. Why was this so complicated? I'm living in the present, so this is real, this is happening now. What did I miss? The driver didn't want a short trip after waiting for so long. He wanted a bigger fare. Suddenly, the other drivers started arguing with him. It was a mess. I decided to get out. Another driver offered me a ride for 50 dirhams. I countered with 25, no deal. Finally, I just decided to walk. Sunny, sweaty, and all. I needed to know if this was the right path, even if it was the harder one. It was the end of summer, so the sun wasn't at its peak, but I knew I was going to sweat. And as I walked, I found myself laughing. I was talking to myself, wondering if this whole ridiculous challenge was somehow meant to activate my third eye. I even chatted with a gardener along the way. By the time I reached Atlantis the Royal, I wasn't feeling negative at all. I was sweaty, yes, but I felt good. My heart was calm. There was no regret, only a sense of accomplishment for facing the challenge head on. I met my friend. We had a lovely chat, and then we parted ways. And here's the magic. When it was time to leave, everything was different. My mind was clearer. I knew exactly what to do. A taxi stopped for me immediately, no questions asked, happy to take me on a short trip. It was so easy. Later, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Why did things happen the way they did? What made it so complicated at first? It was like the universe accepted the situation and matched the timing perfectly. What did my heart tell my subconscious mind that I wasn't even aware of? This is the incredible journey of understanding how our inner being works. It's not just me. It's you too. We all make mistakes and often don't understand why. Sometimes it's because we lack a clear goal, or we neglect our responsibility as the leader of our own lives. We just let our inner being do its thing, and then we wonder why we end up in trouble. This is the beauty of living in the present moment. It allows me to see the cause and effect, to learn, and to correct my course. Some might call it being born again, not in a religious sense, but as a state of maturity. It's about becoming the master of my own body, mind, and heart, making them work in harmony to fulfill my life's purpose. In my experience, my heart speaks. I hear it as a voice, a woman's voice, full of love and compassion. It often speaks in a beat, a rhythm that tells me if I'm on the right track, if a decision is good. Hearing my heart speak is beautiful. It brings a sense of wonder that makes me smile. It's like a queen ruling from the center, responsibly making decisions, but she has two lovers, my twin kings. The first is the conscious mind. I call him the arrogant one. When the queen, my heart, makes a decision that involves a challenge or a transformation, he argues. He's the gossip, the critic, who constantly comments on what the queen decides and what the subconscious mind does. He brings up past traumas and negative patterns. If I don't discipline him, if I fail to be his master, he becomes unruly and disobedient. The other king is the subconscious mind. He is the devoted lover. He never says no to the queen. Whatever she decides, right or wrong, he carries it out. His devotion is endless. He is obedient to a higher will, and he records everything. He is the king who never sleeps, who protects the queen at all costs, acting on her emotions to control the body's systems. He speaks with me in brief and sharp instruction. If I don't follow, he punishes like it breaks my heart. When his devotion binds with the queen's love, the impossible becomes possible. This is the incredible power we have within us, a harmony we can master. If I get it right, the possibilities are everlasting. But if I get it wrong, well, wrong choices always have a limit. Thank you for joining me on this part of my journey. If this resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd like, subscribe, and follow for more explorations into our inner world.